Hola, ¿qué tal amigos y seguidores de Canadá? Muchas gracias por acompañarnos el día de hoy en nuestra presentación con York University. Tenemos un invitado especial que nos va a hablar acerca de los posgrados que ellos tienen en la Escuela de Educación Continua. Pero antes de pasar a la presentación principal y la presentación especial, voy a presentar un poquito acerca de Canadá, qué hacemos, nuestros servicios y en qué les podemos ayudar. Es una presentación muy rápida, vamos a hacerlo unos 10 minutos y 5 o 10 minutos y pasamos a la presentación principal con York University. Por ahí, si nos pueden ir platicando de dónde son, vamos a estar contestando sus preguntas en vivo. Pónganos ahí en el chat, los que nos acompañan en YouTube, los que nos acompañan en Facebook. Platíquenos de dónde nos acompañan, de qué país, y váyanos poniendo sus preguntas. Con mucho gusto se las podemos ir contestando, o al final las vamos a ir contestando. Entonces, vamos a empezar muy rápido. Hola Jennifer, que nos acompaña de Canadá. Gracias por acompañarnos. Y bueno, escríbanos por aquí, vamos a estar viendo sus comentarios y les vamos a estar respondiendo de forma en vivo. Les hago la presentación súper rápida acerca de Canadá, qué hacemos y cómo les podemos ayudar. Les presento muy rápido al equipo. Nosotras somos 4 asesoras. Todas hemos estudiado en el extranjero o hemos acompañado a estudiantes internacionales en Canadá o en el extranjero. Me voy a ir en orden. Tenemos a Teresa Linares. Ella no nos acompaña en el día de hoy, pero cuando nos contacten, cualquiera de nosotras las vamos a estar apoyando. Teresa Linares, ella es originaria de El Salvador, tiene una maestría en comunicaciones y ella es mamá de un estudiante internacional que ha acompañado en todo el proceso. Entonces ella sabe acerca de cuáles son todos los procesos que como estudiantes internacionales van a tener que hacer, desde la elección de su programa hasta la cuestión ya de ser de trámites migratorios o demás. Ella realmente ha vivido toda esa experiencia con su hijo. Actualmente su hijo se encuentra en la etapa del Post-Graduation Work Permit, tiene un permiso de trabajo y está en Canadá. Entonces, ella está familiarizada completamente con Canadá. Ella visita muchas veces Canadá y está en constante contacto con su hijo, que es el que ha vivido la experiencia de primera mano. Tenemos después a Estefanía Ayala. Ella estudió en Canadá en su primaria y después estudió en Lugano, Suiza, y ha representado instituciones internacionales de asociaciones de estudiantes y tiene toda la experiencia para apoyarles, ya que ella tiene lo ha vivido y además ha apoyado a estudiantes internacionales en el extranjero. Después tenemos a Paulina González, que ella estudió también en Canadá, estudió idiomas en Toronto, pero adicionalmente ella trabajó para la Universidad de Anáhuac en México y ella ha trabajado como reclutadora y tiene también toda la experiencia de poderles guiarles en todo el proceso para poder estudiar en Canadá. Después, ¿qué es nuestra ventaja? Porque a veces nos preguntan los estudiantes qué es lo que hacemos o en qué les podemos ayudar. Entonces, nosotros somos asesoras, nos especializamos en asesoría educativa y yo como fundadora de la agencia, yo vine como estudiante internacional a Canadá y pasé igual por todo el proceso de poder estudiar, trabajar, emigrar, todo el proceso migratorio, y actualmente pues me encuentro residiendo en Canadá, en Toronto, y pues estoy familiarizada con todo el proceso porque lo he vivido de primera mano. Pues tenemos más de 10 años de experiencia ayudando a estudiantes internacionales a cumplir su sueño, ¿no? De venir a Canadá. Y bueno, ¿por qué Canadá? Realmente, como muchos de ustedes saben, pues Canadá es un país que tiene una gran calidad de vida, es una educación de clase mundial, es un país multicultural, innovador, que realmente tiene, o sea, les da, y es un país que siempre recibe estudiantes internacionales, que siempre recibe muchos inmigrantes, entonces tiene toda esa infraestructura para poderlos recibir, para poderles ayudar en lograr sus objetivos. En ningún momento Canadá o en ningún momento ustedes se van a sentir extraños o extranjeros o que no pertenecen aquí, porque realmente Canadá está conformado de personas de todos lados del mundo y ustedes en cualquier momento pues realmente van a estar conviviendo con personas internacionales y bueno, no se siente, o sea, no van a sentir esa cuestión de soy el extranjero y soy el único de fuera de aquí. Entonces, también Canadá, bueno, te da la opción de poder trabajar mientras estás estudiando. A los estudiantes internacionales les da la posibilidad después de obtener la residencia. Si cumplen con todos los requisitos, tienen también la oportunidad de trabajar mientras estudian. Los padres de familia que vienen con niños pueden trabajar, pero pueden estudiar desde el grado 5, que es el kindergarten, hasta el último grado de high school, que es el grado 12. Y como cónyuges, ustedes si vienen con su familia, su cónyuge tiene la oportunidad de trabajar mientras ustedes estudian. Puede trabajar de tiempo completo. Y bueno, los requisitos más importantes es tener un nivel de inglés avanzado y demostrar que cuentas con los ahorros para colegiatura del programa que vas a estudiar, más aparte, pues gastos de manutención. Esto es muy importante que lo tengan en cuenta. Nosotras como asesoras educativas les damos un estimado, les podemos decir también sobre el nivel de inglés, les podemos ayudar a medir su nivel de inglés. Si nos escriben, les podemos dar una evaluación sin costo para medir su nivel de inglés. Y esto es la prueba de los fondos, ¿no? Los que les digo, la Embajada de Canadá van a tener que demostrar que tienen los ahorros para mantenerse mientras están estudiando y también el costo de colegiatura. Este dinero de la prueba ante el requisito de la inmigración Canadá no tienen que ustedes dar el dinero a nadie, solo tienen que tener sus ahorros en su cuenta de banco y mostrarle ante la Embajada de Canadá que ustedes pueden sustentarse, pueden tener $10,000 canadienses por año de estudio. En cuanto a nuestra agencia, ¿qué es lo que nos hace diferente? Bueno, nosotros estamos aliados a una empresa, a una red de agentes que se llama ICER. También las escuelas que nosotros manejamos son DLI, que son escuelas que tienen un número especial que el gobierno de Canadá les da para poder dar cartas de estudiantes internacionales. También, si estudias idiomas, estos son como unos tips para que puedas evitar fraudes. Si estudias idiomas, verifica que sea parte del Language Canada, porque eso te protege a ti como estudiante internacional si algo pasará con la institución educativa. Y también busca dar el dinero directamente al college o la universidad donde vas a estar estudiando. Hay muchas agencias que quieren que ellos cobran la colegiatura de frente, pero a veces nos ha pasado que ya los estudiantes llegan aquí y la agencia nunca pagó al college o la universidad. Entonces, busca siempre dar los pagos directamente a la institución educativa donde vas a estudiar. Y para las personas que nos acompañan de México, quienes nos escuchan de México, que el dinero no sea como un impedimento, porque contamos con una empresa que les pueden dar financiamientos educativos, que son súper flexibles. Ustedes pueden elegir cuánto, la pueden elegir en cuánto tiempo pagar. Es un proceso remoto. También si ustedes pagan por anticipado, no tienen ninguna penalización y pueden prestar hasta 650,000 pesos. Y bueno, ¿qué es lo que les podemos ayudar? ¿Qué es nuestra oferta también educativa? Nosotros nos especializamos en lo que es college y universidades, pero también tenemos programas de estudio y trabajo para las personas que quieren venir una experiencia de corto plazo, no sé, 1 año, 8 meses, y después regresar a sus países. Hay también manejamos también programas de ese tipo, campamentos para personas que son, por ejemplo, menores de edad, que quieren venir un verano, aprender idiomas. Y bueno, obviamente también tenemos programas de idiomas que están en línea o de forma presencial que te pueden preparar para poder obtener el nivel avanzado que los colegios y las universidades te van a pedir. Y aparte de nuestra asesoría educativa, también contamos con otros servicios complementarios como el recibimiento al aeropuerto en ciertas ciudades, búsqueda de hospedaje si viajas soltero, si viajan en familia es un poco más complejo, y servicios migratorios que actualmente los ofrecemos por medio de una empresa aliada a Canadá y en un futuro vamos a poder ofrecerlos de forma interna. Y también pues el servicio sello de nosotros, o lo que nos diferencia, lo que nos hace pues únicas, es que somos especializadas en el acompañamiento y la asesoría educativa de nivel superior. Y hoy vamos a estar hablando de este tipo de programas. Y bueno, ustedes me pueden preguntar, bueno, ¿cuáles son los pasos a seguir? Primer paso es programar una videollamada con alguna de nuestras asesoras. Realmente cada caso es diferente, cada perfil, cada persona es diferente, entonces a veces no lo que aplica al amigo que vino a Canadá puede aplicar a ti. Entonces es muy importante como que nosotros también, para poderte asesorar de forma correcta, es muy importante también tener esta videollamada para conocerte, para contestar todas tus dudas, para guiarte en el proceso y para decirte qué tipo de programas pudieran ser mejores para ti. Si decides contratar nuestros servicios, te hacemos un plan de estudios que es toda una investigación acerca de qué es lo que por ejemplo, qué profesión tienes y qué provincias te pudieran convenir más, para dónde se encuentran más oportunidades laborales, dónde se encuentran esos programas específicamente donde tú quieras estudiar. El plan de estudios es como una investigación que hacemos por ti. Después, ya una vez que decides qué college, universidades son los que deseas aplicar, hacemos la postulación por ti. Nosotros hacemos todo el proceso, recolectamos los documentos y hacemos todo el proceso por ti hasta obtener la carta de aceptación. Teniendo la carta de aceptación, entonces en ese momento tú ya puedes pasar a hacer tu trámite migratorio, solicitar tu permiso de estudio, solicitar tu visado. Y una vez que ya también tienes tu permiso de estudio, que ya estás aceptado al college, te seguimos apoyando hasta que tú llegues a Canadá, porque hay muchos pasos que después de que eres aceptado hay que seguir, y nos aseguramos que esos pasos los sigas correctamente para que todo fluya. Y bueno, realmente Canadá, personalmente, el vivir en Canadá me ha enseñado muchísimo. Te abre realmente pues no sé, te abre muchísimo el panorama, y pues no todo el aprendizaje sea de 4 paredes. Pero bueno, ya no quiero tomar más tiempo. Vamos a pasar la presentación de nuestro invitado especial. Les ponemos aquí, les dejamos la información de contacto. Todos también le vamos a poner en el chat para si nos quieren saber más, si quisieran más información. Nos pueden contactar por medio de nuestro WhatsApp o a nuestro email o por medio de nuestras redes sociales. Y bueno, ya no quiero tomar más tiempo. Voy a invitar a Bashar, que es nuestro invitado especial el día de hoy, y la presentación va a ser en inglés. Hi Bashar, how are you?
Hi, I'm very well. How are you, Lauren?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us today, and we're very excited to know more about the York University programs. Just for people who are joining, just to let you know, York University is one of the best universities in Canada, and in Toronto, in Canada, and in Toronto. So Bashar is going to explain us more about the post-graduation, post-secondary or graduate certificates that York University offers through the School of Continuous Studies. So it's all yours if you want to share your presentation, and then we are going to have questions at the end. I'm going to answer the questions, and I'm going to translate at the end a very quick summary about the programs that we're going to talk today.
Thank you very much, Lorena, for the introduction and for giving me the opportunity to speak with students today. And I'm very delighted to be able to do this webinar because there isn't really very many we've done recently as well. So I'm very delighted to be able to, even virtually meet with students at the moment. And then hopefully sometime soon when we're in the markets, it'd be even better to meet with students in person. So today I'd like to introduce everyone here about York University's postgraduate certificate programs. And these programs are really good programs for a number of different reasons, which I'll tell you about in a few minutes. So I have a presentation slide deck, which I'll just share with you guys. And I guess we'll start there. So I will just pull this up. Just give me a second. Okay. There you are. So you're able to see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Yes, perfect. Yeah, we can see it.
Wonderful. So let me just show slides. Okay, perfect. Right. So York University School of Continuing Studies. My name is Bashar Ansari. I'm the manager recruitment. I look after Latin America, which is one of the most newest regions that I've actually taken over. And I look after the Middle East region as well as Africa region as well at York University. So I'm going to introduce you first to York University. York University is Canada's third largest university. We were established in the year 1959, and we're a public research university. York University currently has over 60,000 students studying across 2 campuses in the city of Toronto. And out of 60,000, about 10,000 are actually international students. So it's a really multicultural environment at York University, and you can see the diversity as well on campus. Students from 180 different nationalities across campus studying different programs, including undergraduate and postgraduate programs. The School of Continuing Studies at York is a pioneer in continuing professional education, and they offer 9 full-time postgraduate certificate programs, which I will be talking to you about today. So before I do that, I want to show you guys the new building at the university's campus, where all of the students that are coming to join our postgraduate certificate programs will be studying at this particular campus. And this is...
Oh. Creo que perdimos a Bashar. Bueno, realmente voy a ver si lo podemos traer nuevamente. Pero bueno, los programas de educación continua de York University tienen aproximadamente, son 4 o 5, bueno, son más programas, como unos 10 programas. Es una división nueva de esta universidad. Hola, Orlando, estamos hablando muy rápido. ¿En español o en inglés? La presentación inicialmente la hice en español y sí, posiblemente estaba hablando muy rápido porque no quiero tomar mucho tiempo de nuestro invitado especial. Ok, aquí ya tenemos a Bashar nuevamente. Hi, Bashar, we lost you for a second.
Sorry about the interruption. I think it's probably I lost my internet or something. So
yes, no problem. Yeah, so you were showing us the
York University's
yes.
campus building. Yeah. So I'm just going to go
new
back.
Campus of York University.
Sure. Lorena, are you there to see my?
So Orlando is telling us that that if you can speak a little bit slower.
Right. Too fast. Okay, sure, yes. No problem. No worries. Right. So I was telling the audience here about the new York University's continuing education building that we have on campus. This is a purpose-designed building which has won several architectural awards as well. As you can see, it's a twisted building, and this is designed in particular for students that are going to come to York University to study at our postgraduate certificate programs. Any students that will be entering the university from January onwards will actually be studying at this purpose-built building. Our university campus is basically, it's very, very, very big. It's huge. We actually have a train station inside the campus as well. And it's an excellent opportunity for students to connect and be a part of one of the largest international student communities across any university in Toronto. So in terms of the programs that York University offers, we have programs primarily in the field of business and then IT. And these are all in high demand career fields. So basically, we're trying to offer programs for international students where there's job opportunities available as well, because we know the importance of that for international students, and a lot of students that are coming here, of course, to gain valuable experience in addition to a valuable education. So the programs that we offer, we have business administration, of course, being one of the most popular subject areas across any region. We have human resource management. We offer accounting, advanced professional accounting, We have content and digital marketing, which is actually one of our really popular programs. This is a program we started offering about a couple of years ago, and then the interest from all markets has really grown in this program. We are one of the very few institutions also that offer this program in Toronto as well. Public relation is a really great program. We have a work placement in that program, and I'll tell you about that in the individual slides. And then we've got the IT program. So we've got backend and blockchain. We're the only university that offers a full-time postgraduate certificate in backend and blockchain. We have cybersecurity operations. Again, we're the only university that offers a postgraduate certificate at the university level in that particular area. We've got cloud operations, which is a brand new program, which is going to be launched next year in fall. And we started taking applications for that program too. And then we've got offensive cybersecurity, which is like the higher stage of the first cybersecurity program. So I want to tell you.
Yes, if you could go back up to the previous slide. I just want to say something in Spanish very quickly. If you go back, yes. Solamente para que ustedes sepan, estos son los programas, esta es la oferta educativa, pero si se fijan en could you change the other slide, Bashar? The next slide. Yes, yeah, perfect. No, the one that you have the programs. Yeah, that's perfect. Si se fijan, los primeros 6 programas que tienen 3 fechas de inicio. Enero, mayo y septiembre. Los programas que tienen 3 fechas de inicio al año son programas que tienen ya sea demanda laboral muy alta o también la demanda de estudiantes que están buscando ese tipo de programas. What I'm telling Bashar is that the programs, the first 5 programs that you have there, they have 3 intakes. So usually when you have 3 intakes, it's when programs are high demand, like there are a lot of companies who are looking for that type of professionals, and also you have a high demand of like students who are looking to take those type of courses. So that's a very good sign of when there is like which programs are the ones that have highest demand in the job market and also for the students. So Orlando is asking, do you have any related academic backgrounds in study? So we have a related academic background to study the IT programs. Yes, I believe yes, and Bashar is going to explain us about that on the further in the presentation.
Yeah. So basically, I can just tell you briefly that for students that don't have an IT background, we could still accept some of those students, but they will have to express their interest in the program in terms of a video statement. So basically, you have to explain to the program manager what is your motivation behind getting into the program. I have seen students that are from a different background and are able to get into a program which is not directly into their field. Business administration, for example, at York University is one of those programs where we get a lot of engineers that apply to our program too, because it has project management, for example. So there are some programs where you'll be able to get in without having a relevant background, even accounting, for example. So you can see we have 2 programs in accounting, for example. The first program we have, which is the basic certificate in accounting, we can accept students that are from a different background. But then in the advanced stage, of course, we need to have done the accounting certificate to be able to get into the advanced professional certificate program. So I will be explaining this to you in more detail in the coming slides at the end when we talk about entry requirements.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for translating all this stuff.
No problem.
Right, so getting back to the key highlights of the programs, I wanted to present a summary to you guys, just some important points. So our program length is actually 1 academic year or 2 semesters or 8 calendar months, 8 to 9 calendar months. So a lot of students sometimes are concerned about the duration of their postgraduate work permit and how it affects in terms of the length of the program. Our programs, our students, when they get a letter at the end of the program, which is used for them to apply for the postgraduate work permit, it says that the program is 1 academic year. So the majority of our students, they will get a 1-year postgraduate work permit upon completion of a single program. Now, we do also have a lot of students that do 2 programs back to back, which means they do a program that is 2 academic years, which means that they're then eligible to apply for a postgraduate work permit of up to 3 years. So that is also something that students can consider, because we have a lot of programs that complement each other. So you can actually take 2 programs back to back.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Shall I do the whole slide first, Lorena, do you think, or
Yes,
shall
yes.
we do the first one?
Yes. Yeah, if you want to do the whole slide, and then I translate very quickly.
Sure. So we have multiple start dates, as Lorena mentioned in the previous slides as well. So this is definitely an advantage, even from a flexibility point of view. So throughout the year, we know that different universities follow a different system. So you might have graduated in a certain time of the year where, maybe you have to wait maybe up to a year to be able to get admission into a certain university. So having 3 intakes also means that if you're not able to join one intake, there's delays with visas, there's something else, then you are able to join the next possible intake straight after. So there is some flexibility there. Not all programs are offered in all 3 intakes, but most of the programs are offered in all 3 intakes, or at least 2 intakes in a year. Our tuition fees is very competitive. It starts at only 15,199 for a 1 academic year program. So if you've done any research on Canadian institutions, you would know that an average postgraduate 1-year program in Toronto, for example, would cost you anywhere in the range of 17,000, 18,000 all the way up to $23,000, $24,000. So having the overall experience of studying at one of Canada's largest and best universities, and also, of course, paying a lower fees than even colleges, for example, is definitely a big advantage for the student. All of our programs are postgraduate work permit eligible. We require students to have a 6 overall in IELTS. For most programs except IT programs. For IT programs, we need students to have a 6.5 overall score. The programs are offered at the Kiel campus, which is the main York University campus. And we do accept students with 3-year degrees, although I think this is not relevant to you guys because your degrees are 4 years or longer, I understand. So that does not apply to you guys.
Okay, thank you. Solamente para traducirle rápido, I think, sorry, before I translate, I think what you mentioned at the beginning about the 8-month length that is equal to 1 academic year. Sometimes some of the students, sometimes they're afraid that they're not going to get the 1-year post-graduation work permit. But usually what I've seen is that whenever they graduate, the college or the university issues a certificate, like diploma, that it says 1 year. So in the diploma, is it the case for you? Does it says 8 months? No, right? Usually they say 1 year when it's like the graduation certificate or the transcript whenever you issue that document.
Sure. So I'll have to double check with the registration team what it says on the actual transcript and certificate. But what I do know for sure is there is a letter that is required. For example, when you're applying for the postgraduate work permit, it's like a confirmation of enrollment letter or some sort. Basically a confirmation that you've completed the program and the length of the program and stuff. In that letter, we do write that the program is 1 academic year. So there are students at York University, majority of our students, they will get a 1 academic year work permit. But as you know that in any case, the duration is on the discretion of the visa officer. So you can never be certain, even if your program was exactly 1 year, it's the right of the visa officer to decide in terms of the duration as well.
Yes. But for most of the cases, so for what I've seen, the certificates or some of the documents, they say 1 year, even though if it was two semesters, because usually 1 academic year is in most of colleges and universities, 1 academic year usually is 2 semesters. Like there are only few ones that you can have 3 semesters, but most of them, the 1 academic year is 2 semesters.
So the awards are back to back as well, Lorena. So we don't give a break in between, which is also why we finish in like 8 calendar months or 9 months.
Yes. And I think this question that Orlando just posted here, I think that's important. If you decide to take 2 programs, will that grant me 2 years? Yes. So if you take 2 programs and in between you don't request the post-graduation work permit, yes, you can get you can get 2 or 3 years, depending of the immigration officer who processes your application. So that's what Bashar was explaining, that a lot of the students, they take 2 programs back to back. So los 2 programas juntos para que puedan obtener un post-graduation work permit de 2 o de 3 años, dependiendo lo que el oficial de migración decida, porque todo está a consideración del oficial de migración. Now, I'm just going to translate very quickly the slide. So, para los que nos escuchan, que su inglés todavía está mejorándose, les traduzco muy rápidamente. Los programas, todos los programas que les presentamos en nuestra diapositiva anterior son de 2 semestres, es un año académico, tienen 3 fechas de inicio. Esta es una gran ventaja cuando tienen 3 fechas de inicio, por si tienen algún retraso en su permiso de estudio que no se alcanzó a procesar a tiempo, ustedes pueden moverlo a la siguiente fecha de inicio. Sus colegiaturas son muy competitivas porque están en más o menos 15,000 o empiezan desde los 15,000. Porque de hecho en Toronto todos los colleges están ya en un promedio de 17, 18,000 en Toronto. Entonces realmente las colegiaturas para el prestigio que la universidad tiene, realmente las colegiaturas son muy, muy accesibles. Les ofrecen el permiso de trabajo posgraduación y necesitan un IELTS de 6, los programas de IT de 6.5. So, yeah. Escríbanos sus preguntas. Just write your questions. If you have any other questions, please write them down in the chat and we will continue answering them.
And I'll just take everyone back to the previous slide just to show them an example of what programs can complement each other. So usually a lot of students do business with HR or business with accounting or accounting and advanced accounting or digital marketing PR. These are a very common mixture of programs. Cybersecurity operations and offensive cybersecurity. These are 2 programs that can be taken together. And then even backend and blockchain and cybersecurity or cloud operations, either which way, you could do these type of programs together as well. So this is just to give an example of what type of programs you can combine to make them 2 programs. And you can actually get 2 different credentials at the end of 2 years, as opposed to 1 single credential after completion of a 2-year program, single 2-year program.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I'm going to now talk about just some of the key highlights of the individual programs. So for business administration, we have a unique final capstone course in each program, including business administration. And this is where you'll apply your knowledge and business skills, which is learned from previous courses in an existing hands-on format using an online simulation software. There is a lot of focus in our programs on practical exposure and practical experience. You'll make a lot of connections as well while being in these programs with industry professionals, even to the extent that the people that are actually teaching you, these people are industry professionals. So these are people already working in the industry in similar professions. So they are talking from experience. And this is one of the main differences between these type of postgraduate certificate programs, which are very practical in nature and designed to basically prepare students for future jobs. And this is why they're taught by industry experienced people as well. So in this program, we have a project management course as well, which meets the training requirement for the PMP designation. So by doing this program, you can actually work towards the PMP designation. So this also means that if you're a professional that is looking for a project management credential, you could also explore doing a business administration certificate where you'll meet the end goal, which is to get the PMP designation. But you will also learn about a few different subjects, including marketing and human resource and so on. So it's going to be a good refresher for people.
Mm-hmm. And we mentioned that in the invite that we sent, that a lot of your programs, you can, after graduation, you can work towards getting some of the designations, like you mentioned, like the PMP, the human resources, then they can get the human resource one, like accounting. Because some professions in Canada, they don't, like some professions, they require some sort of like certification, but sometimes whenever you see the job posting, sometimes if they are desired to have, like some employees, they put it as a good thing to have, like a good support for them to get hired. From, like,
100%. It does make a lot of difference. In fact, now that you mentioned that, the salaries for PMP holders in not just US actually, but North America is 25% higher than those without a PMP certification. So that shows you how much difference just having this PMP designation can make on your CV and in your job.
Yes, that's correct. Solo para traducirle súper rápido, bueno, este es el programa de Business Administration, lo que ustedes pueden aprender. Tienen un curso que es un capstone, que es como, the capstone is like a internship or project.
It's like it's basically like a project course. It's not an internship. There's no work element in our programs, except for public relations, which has an optional work placement of 8 weeks. And then the other program where you might have an opportunity to get some practical experience is blockchain development, because within the dissertation part, the capstone course, there are 3 options, one of which is basically for you to work on a project with a company for 1 month. So our programs are actually fast-track programs. These programs are designed for professionals that are looking to get into the job market as quickly as possible. And not all of them are fresh graduates. We get a lot of people that already have industry experience, let it be in another field, but they do have experience. So from that perspective as well, a lot of mature applicants these days are also looking to get into employment as quickly as possible. And they're not as concerned about co-op and other opportunities as other students are.
Yes, that's correct. Yes. Ok, bueno, entonces les traduzco un poquito súper rápido, nada más lo más general, lo más importante. Estos programas que York University tiene, ustedes al graduarse pueden obtener algunas de las certificaciones que les van a dar un mayor empuje a su perfil profesional. Por ejemplo, al estudiar Business Administration, ustedes pueden obtener algunos requisitos para poder aplicar a obtener esa certificación como de PMP o Project Management Professional. Es una designación que es a nivel mundial, que al momento de ustedes obtenerla, y lo que explica en su siguiente diapositiva es que al momento de tener esa designación, ustedes pueden tener oportunidades ya sea un mejor salario o también mayores oportunidades laborales. Entonces, casi todos sus programas son enfocados, ustedes al graduarse van a poder obtener ese tipo de certificaciones, y sus profesores que ellos tienen son personas que son profesionistas que se encuentran actualmente trabajando en la industria. También sus compañeros de clase van a ser personas que se encuentran posiblemente trabajando o que se tomaron un año sabático para poder incrementar sus habilidades. Entonces, ustedes van a tener contacto con profesionistas, con personas que ya tienen experiencia laboral en Canadá y experiencia en su ramo.
Thank you, Lorena.
No problem.
So the next program I'll talk about is the Human Resource Management Program. And in this program as well, this program is actually recognized by the HRPA as meeting the coursework requirements for the CHRP designation. So just like we were talking about professional accreditations and professional designations, this is another one which is basically for human resource professionals. And you'll realize that in Canada, a lot of good HR jobs that you'll find will have a requirement for or a preference for people that have a CHRP designation or CHRL or CHRE, depending on the level of the job they've applied for. So it's a great opportunity for professionals to come into this program and work towards their CHRP or CHRL or CHRE designations. Because if they're looking at the long-term goals of being successful in the HR industry, then that is what's going to be required eventually. So a great program for students to explore. And then, of course, CHRP is basically the association or the body that validates the knowledge of HR and workplace readiness, in case you're wondering what CHRP is basically. So content and digital marketing is one of my personal favorite programs as well, because we've all seen the influence that digital marketing or content marketing has, or content channels, or just anything that is digital. For example, we've seen the world switch to digital in COVID days. So We're seeing this as a field with as many opportunities as well, even in the future. In our program, students will not just learn about core comprehensive areas such as web analytics, email marketing, content marketing strategy, editorial planning, copywriting, consumer research, but they will actually also develop technical competencies in stuff like SEOs, search engine optimization, CRM, pay-per-click advertising, search engine marketing, data segmentation. So there's quite a few technical stuff as well in this program that you learn. This is an excellent program also because you'll see that digital marketing jobs have recently grown 164% in the Greater Toronto area, which means that there's a demand for and a shortage of people that have those skills, but there is a more demand for people that are in the digital marketing space. Also, the fact that we teach content marketing in this particular program means that people can actually earn up to $10,000 more on average, because any job that involves content marketing will pay you more as compared to a conventional marketing job. And nearly 1 in 2 marketing job these days will require digital skills. So it's very important for marketers also to explore having this skill set as well to be successful.
Yeah.
Then we've got
Yes, no, I was just gonna say I have a couple of students who are like that have that digital marketing profile, and so and actually have an interview on YouTube with one of those students. So he was telling me that he didn't have any problem in getting job interviews. He's like, I'm getting so many job interviews. The problem is like he was studying. Most of the job offers were full time. So he's like, I get so many interviews, but most of the jobs are full time. But he was able to get to work for advertisement agency part time. But once he graduated, he didn't have a problem in finding a job. So I can assure you that yes, there is a lot of demand in this area in Toronto.
That's fantastic. We have like a live example with you. So that attests to what I'm saying and the statistics that I'm showing you as well. Excellent. So definitely a great program for people to explore. If you're interested in the marketing space, this program has 3 intakes. It's only 15,199. So we have 4 out of the 9 programs we have are 15,199, and then 5 are between 15,199 and 20,099 is the most expensive program, which is blockchain development. Anyway, I'll go back to that in a different slide. I'll talk to you more about the accounting and advanced accounting program. So these 2 programs will primarily prepare you for the CPA designation, which is the equivalent of a chartered accountant. If you are a professional in the accounting field, then you're more than welcome to apply for the advanced professional accounting certification, because you don't really need to do the basic accounting if you already have an accounting background. So if you are a non-accounting student or aspiring to have a career in accounting, then this could be a good program for you. And then for people that have a degree in accounting or finance and any experience in accounting or finance, they are probably more likely to get into this program. So really good programs to take in conjunction with each other as well. So we do get a lot of students that do 2 programs, 2 academic years, 8 months and 8 months for both programs together. And once you've completed these programs, these will actually prepare you for the EP modules, the exam that you need to take. After you've done that, you can work towards your final membership after writing your CPA's final examination as well. Public relation is the other program. It has an 8-week work placement at a local organization. It's an optional work placement, meaning if a student for any reason does not want to take it, they just need to inform the institution, and they're not supposed to take that. So for people that are interested in gaining some local work experience, this could be a good program for you to explore. Also because of the fact that there's been a 30% increase in PR jobs in the Toronto area as well. And basically the number 1 skill that is critical for digital success, is digital expertise as well. So, and this is as per the public relation employers. Challenges facing tolling, so I'm going to skip that as well. Backend and blockchain, the first and only technical blockchain certificate delivered by any Canadian university. Now, this program is specifically for people that have an IT background. You must have a background in IT engineering, computer science, computer engineering, web development, network technology, anything that is related. And then you must have some working knowledge of JavaScript to be able to get into this program. This program also has a capstone course, as I informed you, and there is an option for the student to work with a local employer on a project for up to 1 month if you're in this program. So blockchain is also a growing area. I'm sure you guys have heard of cryptocurrencies. So blockchain is basically the technology used behind cryptos. So it's an interesting field, a growing field. And after this, having this credential or, become a blockchain developer, you can actually work as a developer as well. So, there's other jobs that you can have if it's not in particular related to blockchain. Cybersecurity operations is one of the newer programs that we have. We started this last year. It aligns with 2 CompTIA designations, and we're the only full-time, this is the only full-time certificate in cybersecurity operations offered by any Canadian university, by the way, as well. So the 2 CompTIA designations these aligns with is Security Plus and CYSA. This is a really practical program in which has practical labs in each course. So you're not going to be doing a lot of theoretical stuff, but it's going to be more practical based stuff in this program. Cybersecurity roles usually take 21% longer to fill as compared to other IT jobs because of the certain specifications and stuff you have in the industry. So it's a great program for people to explore if you are really hands-on and you want to get into a program which is a lot of practical and not too much of theory. The average salary for cybersecurity professionals in Canada is around $71,000. So this is the median salary, not the highest. I am actually personally very jealous of IT professionals in the sense that, these guys have great careers, they earn great money. I've actually seen IT professionals making, multiples of hundreds of thousands of dollars each year, which to me was very surprising knowing the market as someone who's worked in Canada. That's quite a high salary. So Toronto, by the way, is also known as the IT hub of North America. So for those of you that didn't know, there are many large IT firms that have their main offices here in Toronto. And you as a professional being in the IT field here, there's great opportunities for people. There's also been a 19% annual growth in jobs for cybersecurity professionals in the Toronto area.
Yes. Sometimes the students, sometimes they are like students or families that, because we get a lot of families as well who are looking into study in Canada. When we present to study in Toronto, sometimes they're, no, but Toronto, the life is more expensive, but also the salaries are way higher than in other provinces or in other cities. So just think about that. Everything is relative. Like, yes, maybe cost of living might be a little bit higher, but the opportunities that you can get in Toronto are way more than if you go to other cities, and also the salaries are way higher. So don't think about if the life is expensive. No, you're gonna get compensated for that. So yeah, don't be afraid.
Yep, and even in terms of like living the life, just on another note, Toronto is like a really great city. If you like food, you'll find food from all parts of the world here. You like to go out, you'll find people, you find a lot of cultural stuff. There's always events going on. Any large events that happen in terms of the whole region, North American region, you'll see a lot of them are here, hosted here in Toronto as well. So there's a lot to do for everyone, regardless of what your interests are. So altogether, it makes this as one of the top destinations for international students, even as well as migrants, for example. A lot of them like to come here because of the opportunities available in Toronto.
Yes, and everything is so well connected, as you mentioned, that you have this train station. You have also the GO train, so the GO transit also goes there. So you have it's like very well connected. That's the train station.
Yes, so sorry I skipped some of these slides in the beginning. It's good that you mentioned about the train station. So this is a slide which shows you an image of the York University campus. So what you see here, this space shuttle-like building, that's the actual train station. It's called York University Subway Station. And then across the campus as well, like behind the building, you can see all of that is York's campus. So our campus is basically humongous. It's a fairly large campus. We have a mall inside the campus. We have a bank. We have, medical facility. There's healthcare. There's food outlets. No matter what you can think of, we have it on campus, including accommodation for international students, of course. That's another important fact to mention here as well.
Yes, excellent.
Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the entry requirements. We require students to have a bachelor degree with a minimum of 60% marks overall or an average of grade C. This is to meet the minimum entry criteria though. So meeting these requirements does not guarantee you admission, but it's basically the criteria that is set for you to be able to apply for the university. And then there are some additional requirements as well for most programs. I've just been informed today we currently have a business administration certificate for which we did not require any additional stuff. But for that program as well, as of fall 2023 now, we will require these additional stuff for all programs. So basically what we need is a resume. I'm sure everyone has a CV these days, so that's not going to be difficult for you to get. And a statement of interest video. Now, this is what differentiates us from a lot of other institutions. And I'll tell you a little about the visa support letter that we give out to international students too. So basically, every time you are accepted into the school and you've paid the deposit, once you get the letter to be able to, your LOA, to be able to apply for a visa, along with the LOA, you'll get a letter of support to apply for your study permit. And this letter will actually talk a little bit about, why someone will take a York University program. And it also mentions about some of our requirements, specifically about the statement of interest video. So what we are trying to also, do here is to get genuine interest of the student recorded to be able to see, for example, we get a lot of students that apply for programs coming into another, from one field coming into another field. So it's a great way for us to be able to see the students' motivation in general. Because we do get quite a large number of applications and some programs are competitive, which means that just meeting the minimum criteria does not guarantee that you get admitted. So this is why we need these additional documents. In terms of IELTS, we need a minimum of 6 overall for non-IT programs or Duolingo of 105. The better the score, the more chances of you getting in. And you might have also noticed that our entry English language requirement is actually still lower than most of the other institutions in Toronto, where you'll find that it's 6.5 for postgraduate certificates. Ours actually starts at 6.0. We do also in the video statement look at, of course, the students' conversational skills in terms of English as well. So that also helps in terms of that perspective. Yeah.
So I have a question related. So Orlando just asked us this question that is related like that. It's this one. Do you accept ILAC? So ILAC is English language school, and then they have pathways that you can study there, and then you can transfer. But I believe you don't have, or do you have? No, right?
Yeah. So basically, we don't accept the English language certificates from ILAC, unfortunately. We don't accept English certificates from other private schools too. So you'll have the option of taking one of the English language approved tests, which include IELTS, Duolingo, there's TOEFL, there's Kyle, and there's some of the others, PTE. So you can do any of these English language approved tests, or you can come to York University's English Language Institute. And we also have programs that are sort of similar to ILAC's academic program, so we do have the option for students with a score of less than 6 to come and take an English program with us. Now, to give you an example, let's say if a student has a 5.5 overall and 5.5 in each subject, each individual band, then these students can do an 8-week English program with us. This program is called the academic program. And we have 9 levels in this program. So this student will be taking level 8. And once they complete that, they will be eligible to, and they'll meet the English language requirements for the certificate. So students can definitely do that, where take 8 weeks of English and then start your certificate.
What is the minimum score to be accepted in that in the English school? Like, kind of like or do you need to have intermediate?
Yeah, so we don't have a minimum score. Our English Language Institute is actually one of the largest in North America. And talking about public sector, like university-based language schools, We have some really great programs for students at all levels. So regardless of your English level, we get students with zero English, and then we get students that want to prepare for PhD. So we do have an option available for all students. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to translate it section for the people. Bueno, nos preguntaba Orlando acerca de que se aceptan lo que es el certificado de ILAC. ILAC es una escuela, una academia de inglés, pero bueno, no se acepta. Pero York University tiene su propio programa de inglés, donde si, por ejemplo, si ahorita no entendieron lo que Bashar está hablando en inglés, entonces es posible que a lo mejor tal vez no tengan ese requisito. Pero ellos tienen una escuela de inglés donde pueden ustedes ir, tomar las clases de inglés en York University. No hay un mínimo. Si su nivel de inglés es básico, lo pueden tomar desde básico. Ellos comento que tienen estudiantes que incluso van para PhD y están tomando el curso de inglés con York University. Entonces, lo único que cuando se toma el nivel de inglés, mientras se estudian idiomas, no se puede trabajar. Y así es que esa es otra forma en que ustedes pueden o tener alguna de las certificaciones que mencionó, como IELTS o Alingo. Do you accept TOEFL?
We do, yeah.
Oh, TOEFL. Okay.
We do, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Shall I move forward?
Next, yes.
Okay. So the English language proficiency requirement for blockchain program is a 6.5 overall and 6.5 in each. And then for all other IT programs, it's 6.5 overall, but we do not specify the individual bands, meaning if you have one section or two sections even with slightly lower, but in overall 6, we can still accept some of those students. So the English language requirements vary. And like I said, we do have an option if you are a student that has a lower than 6 score or lower than 105 Duolingo, then you can come and take a few weeks of English at York University and then, of course, move on to your certificate program. The length of the English language program will always depend on your current IELTS score. So if it's a 5, for example, then you will definitely need, instead of 8, of course, 16 weeks or even longer, depending on the duration of your program.
And they always need to take IELTS to be accepted.
And we do give out conditional offers, meaning you don't.
Sorry, got a little bit delayed. So do they need to always need to take IELTS to measure to be accepted to the English school as well?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. The answer is no. We do have an online York University test that the student can also take. It's free of cost. And once the students indicated their interest and registered for the program, then we will, set that up for the student. And then accordingly, they can start from an appropriate level. And all these programs that we have at the English institution, if you want to move into York University to do like a certificate program or into an undergraduate degree, then these programs are accepted according to the level. So you're able to use this instead of IELTS to take admission into the programs also. And sorry, just a quick point, Lorena. Even the English language students, they will all be studying at the same building of the new building of York University as the postgraduate certificates also.
Excellent.
Okay. So quickly, let's look at the tuition fees for the programs: business administration, accounting, digital and content marketing, and public relations. These are the programs that are 15,199. Then some of the programs are 17,000, which include accounting, cybersecurity, offensive cybersecurity. Human resource management is approximately 19,000, and backend and blockchain is approximately $20,099. There is a $79 application fees to be able to apply for a postgraduate certificate program at York University. But this is very common. Most students actually need to pay an application fees at institutions. So I'm going to skip some of these slides due to the, of course, time, and very quickly talk to you about some of the student services. So we do have an artificial intelligence tool such as resume uploaders, interview simulators, LinkedIn Learning Access. We do free live workshops and small group coaching sessions for our students. So there's a lot of career services opportunities, services available for international students, which they can make use of to be able to polish some of these skills. And these are very helpful when you look at the competitive job market these days. Career Connections, it's powered by 10,000 coffees and supported by RBC Future Launch. This is an opportunity for students as well as instructors and other people from the industry to meet under one roof. It's like an event where all these people will meet and, just network with each other. So imagine if you're working, if you have an instructor and he's got a job in his organization. Of course, he's the one preparing people with these certifications. So there's no reason why he wouldn't want one of the good professionals to be able to join their company, right? So this is why the networking and connections are extremely important. And by doing these type of things, we actually give you that opportunity. So, for example, you might say our programs don't have a lot of co-op, but then again, of course, if you look at the services we are providing, they're all focused in terms of employment. It's just that our programs, because they're expedited in nature, the way they're designed is to get the student in completion of the program, get into the job market as quickly as possible.
Yes, that's correct. Yes. I'm just going to translate this very quickly. Esos son los servicios que ellos ofrecen como parte del programa, como parte de ustedes siendo estudiantes. Lo que es el Career Connections son sesiones de networking que Bashar hablaba acerca de, por ejemplo, si tienen un profesor que ya les está enseñando, que está conectado en la industria, el profesor muy probablemente pueda ustedes referirlos a empresas o colegas. Entonces, esto es súper importante en Canadá, es muy, muy, muy importante. El networking es algo esencial que ustedes todos llegamos aquí, somos nuevos, no conocemos a nadie, y el hecho de tener contactos, el hecho de conocer gente en la industria, eso ayuda muchísimo porque muchas veces los trabajos se obtienen en base a recomendaciones. Entonces, el Career Connections es una gran herramienta que no muchos colleges ofrecen. Tienen lo que son servicios de Career Services que les pueden ayudar a hacer su currículum, tienen un simulador para entrevistas y tienen también lo que es el Innovation, Access to Innovation to York, que eso es una sección para lo que son emprendedores. Así es que realmente tienen todas las herramientas que necesitan para ustedes poder encontrar un trabajo en cuanto se gradúen. Okay, so we go next.
Wonderful. Well, this is all from me for today. I don't want to make it too boring for the students and everyone. I mean, I could keep talking about these programs and how good they are and things. Just a couple of things before we go to the questions. So in terms of, students applying at York University School of Continuing Studies, of course, we're looking at diversity. And one of the key markets we currently have, which we are looking to get students from, is Latin America. So, it's a great opportunity because we'll be hopefully attending more events and be present in the market, so that we can actually meet with you in person, some of the students at events and through our partners like Lorena. We are trying to grow our numbers from Latin America. We do have students currently that come and take postgraduate certificates as well as English language programs from all over Latin America, North America, other parts of South America, for example, but we don't have that many at the moment. So hopefully some of you students that were not aware of some of these programs previously will now look towards York University as an option. And I'm happy to take any questions that you guys have about the program, the requirements, or anything else.
Yeah, actually, we were answering the questions as we move along. So I was popping them up in the screen. So and I was also making questions as we were moving. So thank you so much, Bashar, for the presentation today, and people who ever watch us live or is going to watch the recording, please contact us. So I'm going to put here again the contact information. Contáctenos cualquier pregunta que tengan. Nosotros trabajamos muy de la mano de York University. Les podemos ayudar a postular, a aplicar, a ser aceptados a cualquiera de estos programas que Bashar nos presentó el día de hoy. Son programas que son súper innovativos, son programas, por ejemplo, el de blockchain. Este tipo de programas no los pueden encontrar en colleges, algunos no son accesibles y son realmente programas que son nuevos, existe una gran demanda laboral y contáctenos, vamos a estar en contacto de poderles ayudar con todo el proceso. And thanks again, Bashar, for your time, and yes, hopefully we can have more students in your university, more Spanish speaking students at your university.
Looking forward, Lorena. Thank you for having me again, and you guys have a wonderful evening moving forward.
Thank you too. We'll be in touch. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thanks.
Gracias a todos.
Take care. Bye.
Nos vemos en el
Thank you.
próximo video.